everyone, welcome back to Adventures with Edna. I'm Chris, and today we're getting wired. Not that kind of wired, that kind of wired. I want to redo the wiring here in Edna. She has some of the original wiring, some in here, some of which isn't used since I've converted her to 12 volts. And some of it just looks terrible. So I bought a complete wiring harness. I saw this one being used by Puddin on Puddin's Fab Shop. So shout out to him. He's rewiring an old pickup. And so I looked up the same wiring harness and figured I'd go with it. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. The wiring for the tail lights, headlights, signals and everything is all new in here already, so I don't really have to redo that. It's mostly just the under dash wiring and some of the engine wiring that needs to be redone. Plus, an issue I have in here, especially with this channel, is I don't have any way to charge anything. So I'm going to put a charger in here for my phone and the microphones and just whatever else I need to charge up, and I'm going to have that nicely hidden inside the ashtray so that way it won't be seen unless I'm using it. I'm going to use the ashtray anyway, so might as well find some use for it. Okay, so here's our situation. This doesn't do anything anymore. Nothing from the alternator runs through that, so all those wires are pretty much obsolete. I think what I want to do is put the new fuse box right here. I also have a new seal to go across the top of the hood here, so we don't really have to worry about water running down on it, which there's a rain gutter right up here, so you can't really, it's not really going to see a lot of water anyway, but so that should be fine. A lot of these wires are just hanging here, some of which are unfused, so I want to clean all of that up and get everything going through here. I have already replaced the wires here going to the headlights and turn signals, and those are just kind of, you know, hanging loose and don't look great. I don't have any idea what this is. It's just tied off. So it's a mess, is what I'm saying. So I want to kind of not have that a mess. So we're going to do our best to get this rewired and get everything functioning properly. So we're going to start off by removing the old voltage regulator. Don't laugh at my pink screwdriver. Well, that was easy. This screw is way longer than I thought it was going to be, which I guess is good. I'm going to need some length for the new box. I should probably go get a bolt tray. Bolt tray. When you're dealing with electrical wires, particularly when you're working on a vehicle, you always want to make sure that before you get started, you disconnect the battery. You don't want to get any unnecessary shocks. For some reason that one's a different size. No, don't need that anymore. Alright. This isn't the least bit intimidating. There's so many holes. It almost fit that way with all these holes right here. Almost. Alright, so we're going to go back to this way, I believe. Okay, so we're going to leave this bottom bolt out here, just because there's a little bit of flexibility and we don't know which wires are going to go that way yet, which ones are going to go this way yet. So we'll wait to put that in last. Alright, so these wires look like they're going to be the ones to stay under the hood. Now, you might be wondering why I didn't just rip all the wiring out and start putting all the new stuff in, but wiring is not really my strong suit, and I was a little nervous about doing this at all, especially without help. Like, seriously, where's Steven Garcia? No relation when you need him. So we're trying to do this on our own. And I feel more comfortable doing it by only disconnecting what I have to as I have to. So we can take that out now. Like, I kind of got to keep the truck running because just out of view here is the neighbor's car. I parked over here to be in the shade, and I don't want her to come out here and ask me to move the truck when it won't start. Alright, so I believe these wires here are all the ones that are staying under the hood. Thanks.
Now look on the inside.
No, go right ahead.
Wow, man, this is awesome.
This is really confusing. And super intimidating. That wire there goes down to the oil pump. Might have to split into this thing. This breaks off and goes to the headlight switch, or the high beam, low beam switch. That's all of those wires. And this right here is all under hood stuff. I gotta figure out what is going here to the battery. It's starting to feel like I bit off more than I could chew. What needs power over here? Alright, I got all these wires here. The radio memory, don't have one of those. To the horn, positive. Spare park light. Fan power, don't have one of those. Fuel pump power, don't have an electric fuel pump. Accessory power and coil power. So I think those are the only two that I know of where they're going yet. So I believe I've got two wires that are going to the battery, which are the yellow one. That's accessory power. Need to route these behind some stuff if they're going to go into those clips. So it's got to go here. This is kind of weirdly in the wrong place. Yeah, some of these are kind of tangled up. What is the gray wire? Grayish pinkish wire. Spare park taillight power. That doesn't need to come over here, I don't think. I'm already not having a lot of fun with this because I'm just really confused. I really don't know what brube power is. B-R-U-B-E. Power. I think this is all stuff going inside. Light switch power. Ignition run power. Ignition switch accessory. Ignition switch run only. Yeah, I think these are all going inside. So we're going to push those through this hole here. Inside the truck. I think I've been at this for like an hour now and haven't hooked up a single wire yet. Okay, this weird grayish one goes to the coil. Nope, not that one. It's not this weirdish gray one, it's the other weirdish gray one. Nope, that's the horn. The pink one goes to the coil. So, let's get the pink one, which is here. So we're gonna route this one to here with these, and then have it come over to the coil like this. So we got split wires over here that don't need to be over here. I'm gonna hook something up. Oh yes, I'm gonna hook something up. I'm gonna go get some electrical tape. Then I'm gonna hook something up. Well, the plan was to get some electrical tape, but there was none. Okay, we're ready to try to connect this wire. I'm going to take the distributor cap off so you can actually see what I'm doing. So you can see here, I have a Petronix electronic ignition in here, which I've had since I converted it to 12 volts. I highly recommend these. I had one on my 69 Ford. I did really good on that. It seemed like it started a lot better when it was hot. If you were out running errands or something. Also, the friend of mine who's got a 68 F100 put one in at my recommendation. And he was quite happy with it as well. And even though that was years ago, he's still driving it. So, as far as I know, he hadn't had any trouble with it. I think a decent pair of pliers would be nice. So we got to leave black wire on here from the, not the black wire, but the red wire here from the Petronix unit. That one's got to stay on there. But this one's disconnecting because that's part of our original ignition system. And we're going to hook up this nice pink wire on here now. Alright, so apparently I wasn't recording, but I just cut this wire to length, nice pink wire to go on our coil. I just checked the eyelet we're going to use. That's the right size. So we're going to put, oh, hold on. We have a nice piece of shrink wrap that we're hoping to use too. I wonder how many people out there are going to be upset that I'm not soldering these joints. Get our heat gun. Put that on there. Didn't we have a little washer? Oh, here it is. All right. Washer. And I dropped it. This is why we like magnets. Never drop your coil nut. All right, let's hope this nut works. Yeah, I don't think that's right. Let's try again. Does this one fit? Nope. Too small. Here's another one. And it is too big again. This is not going well. There's another one. And maybe, oh yeah, here we go. Now we can put our distributor cap back on. Go. Clip it back on. Make sure these wires went under the clip so I don't have to worry about them getting caught in the belt here, because that would suck. Reconnect the coil wire. Reconnect that plug wire that came off. And let's see if it'll start. Oh, wait a minute. No, it's not going to start because we haven't sent the other end of the coil wire anywhere. Alright, so what else needs to connect directly to the battery? Let's get that out of the way. So what we want now is to figure out what wires we want to connect here. So we have a loop there. Two pink wires, pinkish. Those are both, one's power to the horn. So I feel like we want power to the horn, accessory power. So we want that one to come over here. What's this green wire? Fuel pump power. Do we even need that? This is probably got to be like the worst demonstrational video ever. Wiring. Teaching everybody what not to do. This one here, which goes to the starter switch, because Edna has a separate starter switch. This one's got to come back off just because it's not routed behind the cable for the choke. That's our wire that goes to the alternator. This wire is not going to be staying here because that goes to the heater motor, but it doesn't run through the key switch. So we're going to take these three, cut these three off, and we're going to get these all connected. So we got these three all going into here. Alright, so they all seem nicely crimped in there. 1, 2, and 3. Not wanting to come back. Alright, I'm back. Camera died. Had to make a trip to Advance to get some parts for wiring. The camera overheated and I missed the last little bit of what I was doing, so I'm not 100% sure where I was or where I left off. Won't know until I get the editing done, so you may have missed this getting connected, but you might not have. Alright, so I think radio memory is the only wire I have left to connect to that. Maybe. So we're connecting that. Way bigger than it needs to be. Alright, so we're reconnecting all of that. Now, we have to go inside the truck and get some ignition going on. Now, we'll have to go back and get a wire loom or something nice to get this looking a little better. Get it all nicely held in the original clips. So I got most of this rat's nest ready to come out of here. Disconnect the original horn wire. Get rid of this wire tie. This wire that I don't know what it goes to. Alright, might be a little dark under here now, but this is the coil side of the key switch. So we're going to disconnect the stuff that's over here now. It'd be nice if we knew what some of it was. So we got coil, GA, and AM. Great. So we got to read some of these and figure out which one needs to be connected the most. Turn signal, Ignition switch, run only. Okay, so that sounds important. I think that's got to go there. The orange wire. The fat orange wire, since there's more than one. Bolt from column. Got ignition switch, start, run, which is pink. This one's really confusing me. I don't know why it's not showing up on the camera very well, but it says Broob Power. What's a Broob? Alright, so let's do the orange wire first. It seems important. Alright, we'll just see what happens if we try to start it with that wire connected. Neutral. Well, I guess it would help if we connected the battery. Start the truck, take 2. Alright, I don't think that's the wire. Let's check this wire. Okay, so that's the wire for the coil. Good, we learned something. Shut the key back off. We'll cut that one, put a connector on it. Oh, ow. I stabbed myself on the wire. Okay, it runs. There we go. Now we got it figured out. I wonder what Chance is doing right now. Gotta get him a phone. Gotta talk to him when he's not here. It's nice when these wires will spin off by hand. It really sucks when you gotta do it this way. Alright, so put that one back on. And as another test, put the key on. Okay, so that's what we gotta do. Is this 3/8? I can't remember. Oh yeah. Alright, some of these things gotta go back on here. Well, when you keep that one on there. Because some of these are currently the lights and power switch. So we're putting that stuff back on. Because we need those. Next time I should probably just get a painless wiring harness. Because this was definitely a pain in the behind. Now the ones I just hooked back up, the reason that they're still on there is because I have the turn signal switch, which had to go through the key, and the windshield wiper, which had to go to the key. I forgot what that other one was. So this project was not fun. I'd rather rebuild that transmission again. Anywho, I didn't get it done. I still have some of the original wiring harness in there. I did get as far as getting the ignition to work properly so that I can start it and move it, but there's going to need to be a lot more work done to get everything else hooked up and working properly. So we're going to call this video part 1. Anyway, don't forget to like and subscribe. I know this video was probably kind of lame, but we're only 6 subscribers from hitting 200, so it'd be nice to hit that pretty soon. So hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the notification bell if you want to be notified when these videos come out. Share it with your friends, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching Adventures with Edna.